We've been wanting to do this for ages, taking a boat trip to Saint-Tropez. This charming little village is a must-see on the Côte d'Azur. So come along on our day trip, where we'll explore Saint-Tropez's famous market, enjoy a relaxing lunch in the shade, and catch a glimpse of the glamorous jet-set life that's still so Saint-Tropez. For all the details on what we're up to, check out the description right below this video.
Good morning everyone, and welcome on board the Silhouette. This excursion taking us to Saint-Tropez in about 1 hour and 20 minutes. Thank you and enjoy the ride.
As you might have noticed from your first glimpses of Saint-Tropez just now, this tiny place gets seriously packed, especially in summer and even more so on market days. That's why driving there isn't the best idea. Traffic jams on the coastal road along the Gulf of Saint-Tropez are legendary, and you definitely want to avoid them. Trains and buses aren't really an option either if you're coming from Nice or Cannes, which leaves a boat trip. It's actually pretty quick, and the trip along the coast of the French Riviera is amazing. We'll share all the details on prices, how to get your tickets, and where to catch the ferry at the end of this video. The small boat holds about 200 passengers, so there's no restaurant on board, but there's a little bar where you can grab drinks and snacks. That's exactly what we did. Some wake-up coffee, since it's just after 10 a.m., and cold water, because it's already scorching on this late August day. By the way, the red mountains we're passing right now are called the Stroll Mountains. The volcanic rock isn't just stunning to look at, it's also a great hiking spot, especially during the cooler seasons. The mountains also mark the boundary between the two departments of the Côte d'Azur. We started our journey in the Alpes-Maritimes and have now crossed into the Var, where Saint-Tropez is located. While people relax, enjoy the cool breeze, watch some action on the water, and take in the ever-changing landscape to the right, we're quickly approaching Saint-Tropez. It only takes about an hour and 15 minutes from Cannes, where we boarded this morning. And just with the number of boats all around us, it's clear today is going to be busy. Have a look at the citadel to the left of the village, and then admire the iconic silhouette of Saint-Tropez with its fishermen's houses and the yellow and red church tower in the center. This is the ferry across the Gulf, linking Saint-Maxime and Saint-Tropez many times a day, which is another convenient alternative for reaching Saint-Tropez. We're heading to our mooring spot now, which is at the far end of the port, without actually entering the old port in the heart of the village, where the fancy yachts are. But don't worry, you'll see those later. Then our boat is moored. Anya and I get some playtime while the other passengers disembark. And now it's high time for us as well to head to the market. And we're not the only ones, as you can see. It's 11:30 and the parking lots are full. Every Tuesday and Saturday morning, Saint-Tropez gets extra crowded because international tourists and locals alike just love the Provençal market that takes up the entire Place des Lices in the town center. Keep that in mind when planning your trip. It's a market you absolutely must explore if you love clothes shopping. You'll find unique pieces, a seemingly endless selection of t-shirts in every shape and design, colorful dresses or dotted ones that totally hit the Saint-Tropez vibe, blouses, why not a white one? And of course swimwear, not to mention tees and sweaters with local imprints. There are endless rows of stalls, many also offering accessories of all kinds, including fans that are a sheer necessity in the southern French summer. There is so much to see that we actually have to rush. Arriving by boat gave us only an hour and a half before the market started winding down for the day. If you're looking for souvenirs, by the way, the market is also a perfect treasure trove. And since it's a Provençal market, you'll also find fresh fruit and vegetables, It's the perfect season for plums, which we can't resist trying. And of course, there are also olives, cheese, sausages, and this local specialty, the tarte tropézienne, a vanilla cream-filled cake. Speaking of food, it's lunchtime. Luckily, we had a reservation at La Ramade, a charming little restaurant with a quiet green courtyard just behind the market. They usually only open in the evenings, but on Market Tuesdays they offer a special lunch deal, and it fills up fast. We treat ourselves to a glass of rosé, of course, along with a fresh artichoke salad with tomatoes, parmesan and pine nuts, and a chilled tuna tartare mixed with avocado, mango and soy sauce. Delicious! For dessert, we're sharing a café gourmand with 2 espressos. Remember this classic treat from a previous video? You get samples of 3 or 4 different desserts, and these are an absolute delight. We're due back at the boat just after 4 p.m, so we've got a couple of hours left to explore this legendary destination. Yep, legendary. Brigitte Bardot's sex symbol of the 1950s and 60s starred in a film that put both herself and the village in the spotlight. And God Created Woman was filmed in the La Ponche district of Saint-Tropez, where she used to stay at this very hotel named La Ponche before buying a house. It's an absolutely stunning place, by the way, if you're looking to spend the night or enjoy a meal. Ever since that era, the international jet set has adored spending their summer vacations in Saint-Tropez, preferably on a yacht, while hot nights often lead them to Club 55 at Pamplonne Beach. You should take your time to explore the port, the vibrant heart of this small town. Apart from the yachts, which transform into classic sailboats during the annual regatta at the end of September, cafes and restaurants line the quay. Sénéquier is probably the most iconic of them all. We love Saint-Tropez for its contrasts, a mix of locals, VIPs and day trippers, big yachts alongside modest boats. There's something for everyone to enjoy and have a great time. You should, for instance, pack your bathing suits when you visit in the summer. A quick dip in the sea at one of the 2 lovely beaches right behind the port would be fantastic to cool off. But unfortunately, we don't have the time. Do us a favor and stroll through the shady alleyways between the port and sad beaches. They're really pretty, less crowded, and lined with small boutiques and cafes. By now, you've surely noticed the famous bell tower numerous times. It has inspired artists for centuries. Feel free to take your own pictures or pick up a souvenir if you'd like. Now that you've seen the major landmarks, how about some more shopping? Saint-Tropez is a surprisingly great shopping destination, even beyond the market. Who would have guessed given the size of the place? There are plenty of luxury brands, often hidden behind the gates of magnificent mansions. You'll also find smaller designer boutiques, and not to forget the iconic leather sandals made in Saint-Tropez by Rondini or Cajac. And if you want to score clothes at half price or even less, come back at the end of October for the Grande Braderie, the famous sales event that draws people from all over. It's been so crowded today, incredible. I can't remember last time we were here. It must have been September, October, and it was crowded because it was the shopping days. No, but usually it's a nice and quiet village, and today it's crazy. So you have to like crowds if you want to come in July or August. After 5 hours in Saint-Tropez, we have to rush back to catch our boat home, along with hundreds of others. Bye-bye, Saint-Tropez. It's been a blast. As we steadily cruise home, everyone seems a bit tired. But the views at sunset are so different from this morning that it feels like a whole new trip. Anyway, soon enough, Cannes comes into sight, where we disembark, while others continue on to Nice. And And as promised earlier, here's some practical information to help you plan your trip. Trans-Côte d'Azur ships take you to Saint-Tropez from either Nice or Cannes, depending on what's more convenient for you. From Nice, the journey takes 2.5 hours, and a return ticket costs 78 euros. From Cannes, it's just 1 hour and 15 minutes, with a return ticket at 65 euros. Tickets for kids are a bit cheaper. You can book your ticket online, which is a smart move to ensure there are still seats available. Or you can get them next to the departure points. In Cannes, there's also this agency to help you out. In Nice, the boat departs at 9 a.m. and returns by 7 p.m. In Cannes, it leaves at 10:15 a.m. and comes back at 5:45 p.m. There's one trip a day in July and August, except on Mondays. Fewer trips run in spring and fall, and there are no ferries at all between November and mid-May. During the braderie sales days, there's a boat every day, but it leaves earlier than usual. If you plan to spend the night in Saint-Tropez, you'll need to purchase 2 one-way tickets, available at the agency.
How did you like Saint-Tropez? We absolutely think it's worth visiting. But as you know, there are so many places to discover on the French Riviera. If you want to get more inspirations or tips, just check out our playlist, Day Trips, I think it's called.